First one's in it. Must admit. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Check it out. Right? 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Audio video test. Test 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Audio video test. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay. No, because last time I was using the same setup and it did it for 8 minutes. I guess it went down. I guess I put it in after. I put the setup in before on the phone before. So thank you. We were in a different place today. Different place. I usually go to this lot for a little further away, and there was no way I was going to make it here. I here. Yep. Hi. All right. I made it here. Here's my Chinese donut. Breakfast. Rice porridge here for the breakfast by Charlie. It's just they're very nice day. And then I found out this place closed at 4 o'clock. So this is the original location. I guess it's the main location, Temple City. I think it's open until 12 or 11, 12, 1 or 2. I did some so I tried pickleball. I didn't even describe it. I just did like maybe 2 or 3 matches. It was okay. But afterwards, at the same gym, there was volleyball, but it was coaching volleyball. So I coached before, so they were coaching some young guys. I think they were all 14 years old, real young. So, man, that was and then I knew the guy. They were not too many too, so I asked him, I was like, I'll stay behind, I'll help you out, and stuff like that. So, I wasn't sure. Sometimes, we coach, we go into coaching situations, whether or not, because I was kind of scared too, because he's a singular guy, just doing your coaching. And sometimes when you're coaching, you have certain coaching philosophies or certain coaching drills, or the way you do it is consistent, and sometimes you don't want to have someone to kind of mess up or screw it up. He's the younger guy, and I know him, so I've known him for a long time. So I didn't know he's coaching. So he's coaching at that gym. Right. So, okay, I got the. Let me show you what I got. Yeah, it's smoking too. It's like this the one OG place. I don't know if you can tell how smoking this thing is. You see the steamer is implement? This is molten. This is so hot, it's molten. This thing is molten. Do you see the smoke coming off this? It's molten, baby. Hey, believe yourself, how you doing? Hey, Mark, how you doing? Okay, so this is the meal today, and it's released. Let me try to get another video.
我老豆喺個廳度摸到6點嘅叫做係啊，佢又分
好報警啊！
佢有個喊，
即係問題就係、如果你知道2個鐘嘅眼藥，但你一路喊你唔知佢喊幾耐。
但係1幾個月都仲係咁。
佢要咁嘅時候就會諗，而家好少少啦，但係凌晨1點2點佢都仲係會醒，12點到2點嗰2個鐘佢仲係好容易醒，好容易醒。
佢幾點醒啊
8點
Sorry about that.
？8點。
Well, it's the issue about TV anyway. It's like emergency. But it's good. That's good for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I can do.
係啊，佢已經攰㗎啦，瞓到早上6點半啦。
但係你話中間幾點鐘醒
？12點到2點嗰2個鐘。好彩就嗰2個鐘，我老婆話。唔好彩，就11點到3點鐘頭到。嗰2個鐘咧，你塞奶嘴咧，佢可能瞓翻嘅，但係可能瞓半個鐘，佢又會再醒嘅，喊一喊。所以你嗰時。
Getting murdered. That's good luck, okay? So this is good. Today, though.
佢對我笑添啦，
有咩望住我？
佢對我笑添啦。
冇樣，你戴住口罩成個空間都係咁嘅。你戴住佢啊嘛，我嚇佢，我冇嚇佢。
又驚嘅，咁上車買之後咧，
開翻做咩？
準備考試咯，準備
到我食嘢唔使啦。
Yeah, but you know, I was thinking of some other they're talking about the deals in
咁我喺屋企就唔使做嘢先。
I was like, so do I have like $100 Chinatown?
我屋企冇
Those are some pretty good deals. So I must admit.
抱佢出去前丫度，雀仔啊雀仔啊，係啊，咁自己同自己講嘢咁樣，對住啲花花草草一放喺地下度，自己可能佢自己個畫面會咧，係啊，即係佢唔會
Anyway,
畫
so yeah, yesterday did the
你咬開，
so I spent a while and it's like yeah, pickleball. Sometimes I think about it. Yeah, when I do sports nowadays, I mean, it's been on this for a while. I get a little bit competitive and not a little bit, you know.
睇到廣告，我覺得睇到廣告。
Agreeable, you know, get to a competitive spirit.
唱得都幾好嘅啲人都，我係唱啲人都30零歲都幾中意，好多30零歲出嚟。
But when you throw things, that's not a good thing. Which is good. They know different ages.
有個新秀冠軍都翻嚟唱喎。
They're just starting a new
2001年嘅新秀冠軍。
Yeah, so that's why I think that's enough money to probably stay back. So yeah, it's been a while, and then I think my body coaching is too minimal that I had to play like a game, like so it was 2 against 3 or something like that. So I thought we were gonna play one, right? Okay, 3 games. We're just serving.
知你㗎啦，通神惡煞。
It's been a while since I've talked about it.
係個個小朋友見到佢都喊，好多㗎，好多。
Yeah, it's been a while since I regularly.
個個見到都喊啊，反手。
Last time I regularly did was I think 2 years ago. And that was moderately because I was in South Africa. Yeah, that was leading soccer and some volleyball. So that's pretty good. The guy organized and allowed me to play. I mean, I got to play at a pretty decent level. I was doing something that was very lost. I mean, I had this like heavily moving around. I had sports now just on for the last couple of years. But yeah, just doing some was like Kit Kat. He hated Kit Kat. Yeah, so yeah, that was kind of great. So played three games. I was like,
幾多萬？
I mean, it's been a while. So
18、19、19。
last night I was cramping up last night. You know, the drilling is like I was running around, grabbing balls, shagging balls, and stuff like that. And then also just watching some of that. Yesterday night, they were training them. It's like they're 14 years old, so it's like peppering. They're learning how to pepper drill. So I was helping one individual to pepper. We're getting this like the motions of peppering. So these young guys are learning the motions, and so it's pretty good that they're it's breaking things down. So and he's trying to explain it too, as well as actually concepts of practice. Because they're 14 years old, they're kind of relatively young, maybe straight out of like middle school or even elementary school. This sixth grade is like 12 years old. 14, it can be maybe either 7th or 8th grade in the United States. So they're really young, and they look really young. But they were I think this was their first rodeo, and they were talking about how long they had just first playing or learning volleyball. And they were between, I want to say, 1 to 4 months of actually learning volleyball. So it's very, very early. So, I mean, they're trying. The biggest thing, they were really trying, which is really good. I mean, and I guess a little ratio for coaches to the players or the youngsters was good. So then we kind of give them a little bit more monitor as far as feedback and trying to. And it's on modern society. I used to coach this like decades ago, so I was kind of scared too. Because like there are a couple parents there too, which is good. But just having to them and dealing with young people, so in today's day and age is a lot different than when I was coaching, and then probably even more so when I was getting coached. Anyway, so yeah, the biggest thing I think, the really biggest thing even in the old days, and then even when I was coaching and now is kind of consistent, is water, breaks and water, which is kind of good. And the kids nowadays are good that they're more apt to actually ask you, hey, we need water. I mean, more proactive than that, which is really good. Because every summer, I want to say every summer in high school football, high school kids, I always hear on the news someone is either gravely injured or they're something drastic happens because of the water from the summer. And then even in Japan, they have incidents over the years in the summer for baseball. And a lot of times it's outdoors. And then even like their main tournament in high school, because in Japan, baseball, the main like basketball money, because a lot of individuals get into high school programs are probably the best in the area. But the majority, there's no real established college baseball. So high school is for the common man. I guess it's like funding from their children. The highest level that the common man is going to be able to touch is going to be high school football. But they don't have high school in America football in Japan. They have baseball. So baseball is like local communities are very entrenched, very involved. And you have the whole community is more baseball oriented in Japan. So it's a big thing nationwide. That's why the whole nation stops kind of like, just like if for the United States, it's like that for Oceania, which is the national Japanese and the national Japanese I mean, the whole country kind of stops and like, oh, maybe half. Maybe now today too, it's plus serious. They watch. Everyone stops and watches. You know, those games. They're cognizant, you know, of that because a lot of them play, a lot of either coach or support or part of the community. I think another thing that's growing now too, and I've been noticing last 10 years, so that I've noticed is there's an influx of FC football clubs. So a lot of the areas, even the smaller communities, are having football clubs, which is like soccer. So that's growing in popularity. You know, I mean, it's even been like if you see the Terrace House, they have one character was trying to get into one. He wasn't a character, but you know, one of the people that came on Terrace House, you know, on Netflix. You guys remember Terrace House? On Netflix. I remember it's actually from Fuji TV, and they have 3 girls and 3 guys, and they live at a certain location, and they get like cars and stuff like that, you know, whatever. And they have everything, so theoretically it's like a reality show. It was a reality show. Oh, that's pretty good. It's probably cool to know. This one, one of the options is this. So it's either this, which is like cooler, Chinese color, fried cooler, or fried noodle, or the rice bowl. But I chose to get this since it's been a while. I mean, instead of actually having to order separately. That's really cool. 11:57 a.m. It's still the a.m. Well, there's 3 more minutes. It's going to be the p.m. Alright, so, well, today is 59, right now 52 degrees Fahrenheit. High is going to be 63 degrees Fahrenheit. And, yeah, got this Bentley. I got this, I'm not sure if I got this in the cab. It's either from the Gap or from the Bumble pattern. It's either from let's see, it's either from Banana Republic or from the Gap. I think it's from Banana Republic. And this one, I think I got this one from Costco. I think this is before my big trip to Kyoto. I barely used it because this was too light for Kyoto. Or it was too much. I didn't bring it. I bought it at Costco. I bought this in San Francisco Costco. Tomorrow's going to be 72 high. So the weather is going to go up. So Wednesday will be 76, Thursday 76. So next Wednesday, Thursday, coming up. It's going to be warmer. The hottest is going to be probably the 7th Wednesday, next Wednesday, Thursday. Today 63 high. Tomorrow 70, 67 high. And then Sunday 70, 72 high. Fahrenheit. So it's all sunny. So after next Thursday, it's going to go back down. Next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend it's going to go back and start going down again. 74, 73, 72. You know, 50. I think we're setting other areas. It's almost the same temperature as us right now. Yeah, it's about the same as us. Almost. Naha being Okinawa. I was wearing my Naha t-shirt out there. Got my name. Where went out. Dude, Kyoto is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Kyoto. So the lowest 30. Well, it's at night. It's at nighttime right now. Or the morning. It's cold out there. That's not fun there. But it's like cold enough to snow.
咁梗係你。
Oh, Long Beach hazard. What the heck? Long Beach is a beach hazard. You know what I might do for the night? I was thinking about doing this day. Let's see. Beach
呢啲水
hazard.
陣間要翻。
So right now, Long Beach has rip tides.
你咪 B B 水嚟嘅。
係啊。
Catalina, Santa Barbara, Island, Ventura County beaches, Malibu Coast, Rip County beaches, rip tides today until this evening. So yeah, rip tides. So it's really cold, man. And people going up. I guess the running track.
係咯。係啊。搞你走，阻住晒你啫。
Rip tides, so
佢冇唔開心啊！我要佢飲奶。
from 3 to 6 feet with local styles. 7 to 7 feet are expected. 7-foot swells. So yeah, with as instructed. Take action within the next hour. So this came out. This came out this morning at 1:44. So yeah. Yeah, riptides now. Riptides and the surf's kind of good. Leisure surf. Unless it's like skinny dipping. See what?
冇啊，而家買冇嘢玩啊，就玩。
That's pretty good. Yeah, maybe today I might do this. I might go out and look at the birds today. It's been a while since we go check out the birds. I think the population would be pretty big. So we'll go check it out today. I mean, unless the birds are down to the southern hemisphere. I think Australia is like summer right now.
而家開始嘅心態都係諗住呢個時，呢
We
個
stayed
禮
in
拜放喺
and
度
came。here. We got stuck here.
咁啊，突然間諗起你同我講嗰樣嘢，但係100都好啊，係啊，關鍵嗰度係啊。900嘅。
How we doing, guys? Kit Kat, where you watching from? You don't have to ask. Oh, this is pretty hardy. It's really warm in the body because I got out of bed today. It's like, it's kind of chilly. It's cold inside. I turned on the heater. This morning because it goes down to around 60 when I got out of bed. I was like, dang. But the games I did at the end had to kill me. I mean, I did work real hard at hitting doubles up there every day, but they just kind of difficult to move around. I did stretch a little bit. Last night, going to sleep, I was traveling. I was I think my arms felt it because I hadn't really touched the volleyball. It's been a while. Lose my thighs and my calves. I think actually even my feet were cramping. Like my toes, they were cramping. That's it. Yeah, I think my toes are the first ones to cramp. But it's a good thing, you know, that means I'm still moving around, still active, still alive. So, I just kind of, I told him that I don't know if I'll be doing it next year, you know, I was a little bit beat, but I mean, I was sweating, so because I wasn't sweating for pickleball, that's the same. There's some really good pickleball players. I think we had a couple good hits. I think they were surprised because I am kind of a beginner, but you know, and I think after that one shot, one guy just turned it on and just shut it down. So, still thinking about, I gotta still number one, I'm waiting for the guy to message me regarding, I said, happy New Year, stuff like that. So I'm waiting for him to reply on that one because, you know, he's too busy, and get my message, and, you know, I can't really go to next week. Hey, you know, do you have any guys that can help me out? But last night, hockey went down. One guy had the same client. Because he was basically his boyfriend. One of my cousins, best friend, last night, so he was a problem. He does something. But he's definitely starting in a trouble place. Camry bottom. I asked him, hey, here's my name, is this like that? You know, try that out. The bathroom situation. But I've noticed now that more now, there's advertising on TV, and like in the news, more people are starting to rebuild over in the United States around the world. So now the time is coming that there's going to be a squeeze on labor, skilled labor, craftsmen, and probably materials, because we're all going in those areas, those big burn areas. And right now, we just finished the rains, and that was, you know, probably the first wave of, even if it done something, but a lot of that stuff probably got stuck away. I think about the thing that EPA took off, because all the leaching and all of the crazy stuff that burned down, that stuff, the rain is like taking it away and putting it in, you know, places. Because they burn plastic, they burn everything, you know. So that was, I think EPA just like threw their hands up, you know, you can't control this, and that was last January. The amount of, they didn't know how much stuff was in the fires that burned in. It was like, you know, plastics and other kind of whatever stuff got burned, you know, now charred. And then I think even last year it started raining, that was the situation. So I think place is a lot busier, a lot crazier. But I didn't realize how small this was. Because this is like one of the OG locations for this one. But now I just saw the outside when I came in. I was waiting. They only open till 4 o'clock now. Because this is not the older, this is the older one, the original location. Which is similar to the other place, like Hong Kong Cafe down the street. The original location only opens like 5 or 6. The newer location opens from 2 o'clock in the morning, which I was at last week. This one I haven't been to the Temple City one, which is the real location. They're open, I think, later. I was gonna ask them like what time was the Temple City would open up. But this one is so close because I couldn't. I woke up so late. I couldn't get to the usual location. You know, there was no otherwise it would be after breakfast when cut off. Temple City, what time do they close?
What time to close? Wednesday is closed and then 8 to midnight.
Midnight? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, because
And every
I passed by 2 days ago Temple City on Wednesday.
Oh yeah. So any Wednesday is closed Temple City. Here is the Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Party? Did any of you guys watch
我第一食佢又唔係
well, not they did have
坐多
or
坐
they
咗
did
兩
have
個
Party
鐘
Boys
跟住
TV
呢個
show.
厭咗佢。
But the original, like Party Boys and then Chasing Mysteries. Do you guys remember those? You guys ever read them? Or how about the Three Investigators?
當然
This
搞
was
到
like
咁埋飛
some
落
big series. It was like Party Boys. There was Danny, I think it was Danny Dunn. There was Freddie the Pig. Beverly Cleary, Harriet the Spy, Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz, like Bob, was actually a book series. So it was a something booked in that series. Oh, Encyclopedia Brown. Did you guys like Encyclopedia Brown? Let's see. And then there was SpongeBob. There was what else was there? I think Sesame Street had a magazine. There was National Geographic Junior. I think I remember those. What's that? Encyclopedia Brown. Oh, there was a sports story. I kind of wrote down, but I wasn't really. They had like baseball, and there was like hockey. I guess when I was in elementary school, I think even early getting into sports. I mean, like reading. So I think I tried. It wasn't for me as a young reader in elementary school. I read a lot, or I read Colby books. The pictures and series books. Like the tanks, planes, like
佢呢個會溶嘅。
I mean, think of it as like
慢慢會嘅時候，
what was the series from November?
如果我覺得你上升趨勢，譬如我100個，就算貴啲我都照買翻入嚟。
I read that one from that October. And then Harrison Ford was like, was it Harrison Ford? No, I don't think it was Harrison Ford, someone else. He was an expert on submarines, so they flew him out to the thought that's a series. He was an expert, and then there was a series of military book for adults. But for kids, there was a picture book, the Cody series, COLDY. I used to read that series when I was a little kid. The Strangest Century is okay. I also read the series The Witch Lion and the Wolf. I read that series. Wasn't a big series though. Read the others, a couple of other things by that author. I think that's D'Angelo. I remember reading those two. I read most of the 398s in the Dewey Decimal System. 398 is Folktales. Very tale. Library. We also had like picture books. So as an elementary schooler, I went through every single picture book. You know, what Harold. One of my favorites at that time. Harold and the Purple Crayon. That was my favorites. I was kind of scared maybe of Where the Wild Things Are by Selwyn. I was kind of scared, so I didn't read it. The Scary series. Remember all the little like insects and animals they were doing. They used to like that series. I think it turned into a book series. I think another one was the Discovery book series. Came out when I was in elementary school. That was pretty good. I think it was something Johnny Sleepyhead or something like that. I like that book, that one. I did. What else? I think some of the Slobokin. I think one of them is called Many Moons. Many Moons. So that was a good picture book. And then I graduated. That kind of it was the same author. Graduated into more of the the spaceship under the apple tree and that series. And that was kind of like an alien coming to Earth, the person that came to Earth, you know. That was I love that series. As a kid. So I mean, you know, once you get into a series, it's very easy because you want to read something similar. That's why the Three Investigators. I think, okay, the Natural Dream Mysteries and Hardy Boys, I noticed they were smaller books. They were hardback, but they were smaller. And then there was some 92 or 920 and two decimal system was biographies. You know, and I used to love reading those as a kid. There was like a smaller book series, there was a smaller physical book series, or it was for biographies, and I really loved it. So I would read biographies of different famous people. And I remember one that was kind of closest to us was it was like an Italian immigrant that started the Bank of America just after or around the time that the San Francisco earthquake. Because Bank of America was founded in San Francisco, California. So I was pretty interested in that. So I read a lot of, I think, here's a controversial one that I read when I was a kid. O.J. Simpson. I read the biography of O.J. Simpson. Yeah, he started out, I think, in Oakland or something like that. He started like stealing and stuff like that. I'll put it right now. There were three athletes that were known the world over. Babe Ruth, O.J. Simpson, and there was one more. So there's three athletes that were like known the world over. Babe Ruth, O.J. Simpson. You know, this is universal. So and there was another one. I can't remember what it was, but at that time that was existed. Of course, you know the years later. But those are those days. That's crazy. Huh? I never knew that O.J. Simpson would come back again. You know, I remember during around that time that O.J. Simpson had just started getting into show business. You know, he was in that movie, I think it was like a fake moon landing, Capricorn 6 or something like that. Yeah, so that was it. It was as if the moon landing, you know, the moon was being by the government. Not unlike some, I guess maybe it was on a, you know, one of those conspiracy things. I think in those days, just people didn't think it was real, even though it's televised. Is anyone still out there? Hey, let me check. Let me check to see if we're still on. It just happened before.
係啊，負責任啊，
I'll be talking to this.
負責任先啊，唔係真係太驚身體。
There's no one, the chat hasn't moved.
確保佢有其他性別，可能唔係男仔啦，即係唔係男抱佢咧，慢慢啊嘛，咁樣可能有啲冇嘅即係咁。
Okay. I just basically, it was like, what's going on? It's like, I was chat, you know, sometimes that means I'm offline. It's also quite excellent. Thanks, Robert.
轉咗去第二個醫度，個醫我粗魯喎，但係唔係粗唔粗魯啊？
Uh-oh. I didn't change the picture.
都係唔啦，粗唔粗魯都
I changed the picture. Oh, I didn't change the picture. Hey, how you doing?
兩三個啊。
Should we? How you doing? I'm doing okay. Woke up having breakfast. Yeah, I'm sore. I'm sore for last night. Too much physical activity. Plus it's freezing cold around, you know. Oh, for us it's freezing cold now. It's like, yeah, the 60s. Last night I went down to the 50s or I think maybe 40s. Last night. Yeah, it's going down to the 40s. But I guess we can't complain because it's going down to the 30s and lower. Yeah, last night was 43. Dude, it was 43 last night. Close to a frost.
唔係啊，我就講股市啫嘛。
麻辣喎，唔係流中獎喎。
Thank you. How about were you watching from?
我見咁啊，星期二我見唔同嗰樣啊嘛。
I've had just a nice porridge. It's like a usual breakfast special.
俾兩巴嘅啫。
你係升唔負責嘅啫。
Yeah, last night I think it was like, I think I couldn't go sleep that well. I mean, even though I don't usually, but I was cramping. All this up was cramping. It's like, I think I did stretch a little bit. It's maybe not near enough, but still, just the physical activity we haven't done in a long period of time. So even on a regular basis, so I think it's when you live muscles. It's like I had it when I was younger too, when I started to train or trying to work, a lot more. Is that I could come home watching TV or whatever, and I'm like, I cramp up. So you struggle to do the stretching. Yeah. And then I also cracked open the water bottles, the rubber water bottles, just to even then I think that may have precipitated some of the also.
佢仆喺度嘅，係嘛？嗱，我見佢仆喺呢度嚟嘅，好啊，好啊，仆下，你唔會嘅話。
So the cramp. Yeah, that's good. Hey, that means I'm alive.
誒，你唔係話有咩？
If I did it, then I'm not doing it like that.
所以有啲人嘅學係要多啲時間㗎。
Yeah. Let's see. Well, we'll see about that walk today. Maybe we'll have a couple walks. We'll take a look. I'll see first of all if there's any birds. If there's some birds out there, then maybe we'll look at some birds. If not, it's kind of windy. I think it's going to kind of windy today. I think the wind alert is still on. It was windy like yesterday, and at nighttime I could hear the wind was blowing up the sky. I know there was a wind advisory for the valleys and the mountains, so it was pretty crazy. Even in Chinatown yesterday was lit. Hey, 50 Sussy, what's up? Welcome. Oh, Francis Yip. Francis Yip. That was Shanghai Bud.
多謝你分享。
And I guess also Abby Mao probably also sang it. Francis Yip originally sang this one. Oh man, I think 1 year, I remember this age is 2 decades ago. I think she passed away.
個行團嗰陣時，呢個行團嗰陣時講啦。
But I think she came out to one of the Indian casinos in the LA area. She was on like it was the years after her name. Sarah Francis was the original singer. Francis Yip. I think she passed away.
T.M. 比較遠嘅，即係T 咪係話生果會都比較幾多錢
She's 78 years old. So she must have, hey Tony G, how you doing? So she must be still around. Francis Yip, 78 years old. So yeah, I guess she's still around. So she did come around maybe 20 years ago. She came around the Indian casinos right here, singing her song. I heard, I think maybe earlier. I'm pretty sure my parents probably went. I think they went to go. I think a lot of people. It was great strategy. And then I think also the thing about this, I think about the TVB, because there was a TVB office just in New Park. And at that time, around that time, my Batman, one of my Batman friends been working there. And one of his jobs was basically copying videotapes, and then he would be sending out the videotapes in different languages. So I found out, I didn't know it's just not just in Mandarin or Japanese, that it was being distributed on TV. It was multiple languages all over Asia, all the Asian languages. Even I got some of my friends, because like there wasn't just Shanghai Bud or Shanghai Bud. Shanghai Bud was, it was like the Legend of the Condor and other kinds of TVB. It was like one charm like every year. One of them was one of them was the Legend of the Condor Heroes, and they've had remakes over the years. Another big one that happened, but was not. It was crazy big, but it wasn't a series. It was a movie, and I loved it. And then it turned into like I guess a series, and then I think an anime or even not anime, but a Chinese film. What was it called? It was a Storm Rider. It was a Storm Rider. That was crazy. I remember that was crazy good. Storm Riders. And that was an epic. It was a sword fighting. Audio's getting his seat. Hello? Test. Hello?
Hello again. Bye.
Can you hear me?
Bye bye.
拜拜唔使我應該晏少少，睇下上車嘅時候，車佢瞓咗唔知點解抱住佢咯。仲有
Hold on. This might be a 1998.
唔飲啊！
I think what happened it fell over. Can you hear me now? Because the slip is not in. How's it now? I think this is the mic. Yeah, this is it. The Storm Riders. You like I guess it's really dated because it's 1998 now. It's been almost 30 years. But there were two students called Wind and Cloud, and it's like it's a whole thing. It's martial arts, sword fighting. they got these fantastical swords, fantastical powers. They're at the pinnacle, or close to the pinnacle of the martial arts world. And I think they know how to. They both go after the same girl. You know how that is. So it's crazy. But I don't know. But it's older. I don't know if it holds up to today's, especially today's special effects. But this one was a predecessor of the other ones. Remember the one shot in front that came here in America? It was a predecessor to that one. This was one of the huge ones. If you were an indie guy before this came out, you would watch this one, Storm Riders. This is the late 90s. After that, then you had like, what was that one? Hidden Dragon, the China Fat, and then you have like the House of Flying Daggers. Those came after this. This was the one that I think the Storm Riders. But I don't know. I think it's surrounded a little bit better than the Shaw Brothers. Remember all those other kinds of fantasy kinds of, again, probably about Shaw Brothers. A lot of special effects might be dated, talking about, those are the 60s, 60s and 70s, and 50s, with the Shaw Brothers. If you ever remember when growing up, you had like Kung Fu Saturday or something like that. That's the Shaw Brothers. Like Five Fingers of Death, something like that. I think Wu-Tang kind of is very influenced by a lot of those movies. I remember Leroy, the Golden Blizzard, The Last Dragon, stuff like that. I think that was like very gory, very good to me that movie. But that was all influenced by the Shaw Brothers and all those other kinds of like 36 Immortals and stuff like that. Can you guys hear me or no? Am I coming through? Or is it still bad? I'm gonna have to take this one with a little box. But can you hear me or no? That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, more people coming. There's a lot of people with a lot of noise. Hate to say it, can you hear me now? But have any of you guys seen this? The Storm Riders? Oh, you do bear. Oh, sorry.
多人湊咪舒服咯，係咪？
Back in the old days, okay, we have something like the Storm Riders right here. This is 1998. So before, this is like the predecessor to like, what's it? Hidden Dragon, was it, the Giant Fat Movie. And then you had probably had the other movie like that came out after House of the Flying Daggers, and those were the ones that came to the West. Hidden Dragon, Flying, something else. Even Giant Fat, Giant Fat. Well, like I said, the original one, Giant Fat, was Shanghai Mud. And that was a TVB drama. TVB being a station in Hong Kong. Okay, and I think this is one of the major ones that
似女仔。
so that's right there. The taller character is Giant Fat. The Giant Fat probably fat is right there, the taller guy. That's Giant Fat. So this is really early. It's really deep in the 70s. But this game is like on the original Cantonese, Mandarin, and a host of other languages. It was translated and then they were dubbed. Hey, Wilson, how you doing? Good afternoon. Yeah, it is kind of very good afternoon. And so,
佢又係啊，咁佢
so the song is really cool too.
可能冇。
It's really sad to say. Because the two individuals there, was the rise.
你哋兩個出身啊？我同我朋友出身。佢係
Two gangsters, two mobsters in Shanghai. Shanghai at that time, 1920s, 1930s, it was the best time to live in the colonial times.
調翻轉係好難。
Because it was also during the Japanese occupation. So if you know that around that time, that's when the
喺
Japanese
部車度啊，喺塊鏡望佢啊，我都唔知佢瞓咗未啊，成日都。
in Shanghai, in China. So it was a different time. I think I've also been listening
我成日都唔知
to
佢瞓咗未。
a History of Japan podcast, and one of the series right now is talking about the Pacific War, which is World War II. But we only got into the picture in 1941, but a lot of the countries that had gotten into the 1920s and 1930s, that was when Japan was expanding its reach across the Pacific. So not realizing where their reach was going, because the U.S. was at that time isolationist, so they were straight up. So it was a very interesting time. But that again, this is called the Bible or Shanghai my time. So anyway, so the colors it a certain way, something like that, because in occupation time, unless you have criminal elements that try to because there's supply and demand
咁
issue
馬開外馬仲要落車啊？
no matter where it is. If you have ration, you have different kind of situations. So,
好難過。懶
so
過車。
at that time, Shanghai also
玩嘅時候喺度
national from different international countries, European countries. If you've ever seen one of his first movies that's to the West. But it's still under Chinese The Big Boss was it was probably he went away to school. He was wearing a school uniform, came back. By the time he got back, his master had basically died. So I think it was poisoned by the cook, and the cook died. And then so basically they had the occupation area, like the concessions in Shanghai. So you had the French concession, which I went to, but now I think when I went to China and Shanghai, they don't call it French concession, they call it something else. Because at that time, it was an embarrassment, to the Chinese government, that they didn't want anything, because the French concession meant that they were going to them at one time, so they renamed a lot of places. Because in the U.S., the American concession, the French concession, the British concession, things like that. The thing about these concession areas in Shanghai is what happened, I think there was a Japanese one too, that was the one that was kind of the Bruce Lee movie, the Big Boss, was that they had extraterritorial powers. Well, basically, China, even though they were in China, they had spurred off different sectors. So basically, within that sector, it was as if it was an embassy. So therefore, Chinese or whatever people living at, say, the French concession area, or Japanese concession area, or American, British concession area, they were only subject to those foreign laws. So the laws of Great Britain, the laws of America, the laws of France, the laws of Japan applied to everyone that lived in those areas. It was not under Chinese law. So those are those days. And those are the days of the quote-unquote unequal treaties. The unequal treaties also forced, which was a disparity this variant of the trade. So, this, and I don't know if you guys have read history about the unequal treaties. So, I think Japan also had that situation, even though not as bad as some of the other almost colonial, things like that kinds of countries during that time. Oh, that's yeah. This okay. I'm thinking out loud. Maybe Southeast Asia, that part of the sector. I'll have to figure out. I haven't figured out the logistics. That's what I haven't figured out yet. So, but that's what I'm planning right now. I was initially planning on first, then I realized what's going on. Because to go from Japan to Australia is the same distance, the same time. So, to see if there's a non-stop in Australia for so I'll have to probably reach out to those people also there to see, what the time stuff like that, if they're going to be available. Oh, it's coming from the camera? What? You can't hear me? You can't hear me? Test. Can you hear me low? Low?
我抱佢都好難瞓嚟嘅。可能
Test.
嗰啲技巧啦，或者啲。
Okay, is it coming from home or here?
我哋執張台可能啱啲。
Don't tell me this not working.
其實我唔係太想去加埋，問翻個佢哋瞓。你真係好煩人眼瞓，你俾人哋瞓都有。你喺度諗之後嘅嘢都有。咁瞓着咗，佢瞓唔耐㗎。
Well, no, there's a lot of people doing this, yeah. Okay, finally. Hello. That's pretty bad. I don't think I didn't see that message before, so maybe that's what happened the whole time. Unless I see that message, I guess it wasn't working. Can you hear me now? Talking this one? Is dead? Oh man. What? Okay, I took it out. Oh. All right. All right, guys. I think that's gonna be it. Sorry, that was messy. Sorry about that, guys. Well, now we're back on just a regular phone, but I have to compete with everybody else. That's why I had the mic on. Daba. 係佢啊。OK。咁啊，攰未啊？你哋？Anyway, the larger guy is Chow Yun-fat, and this is back, I think, in the 70s. Let's see. Alright, let me see. Oh no, it's 1980. It's 1980. Thank you. It's 1980. Oh, okay. Yeah, there is lag. I can't. That's YouTube, man. I can't help that. That's always lag on the comments. But they've had so many. They've had so many remakes of Shanghai Tan or the
會先有冇現金？
哦哦
日我哋25蚊先收卡。
，OK，係咯。
咁佢就見到佢一條就拎住嗰張台。係唔同嘅經理，同嘅經理都係23啫，都係23。
20蚊。係。Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I think the other thing right now is like I took this out. I have to find I have to look for the dead cat because the biggest thing the last 2 days was that it's windy. It's windy outside, so that's another reason. Because I was looking for the dead cat, depending on which yeah. Oh. Yeah, but those are, kind of like the media. You had all the, like, different when I was in elementary school, junior high school, reading a lot of the books from the library. The Sandex, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome on Twitch. So, I remember, like I said, different picture books I read, like, another book, I think, series, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, that got turned into a movie. Oh, Dr. Dolittle. I really love Dr. Dolittle. Dr. Dolittle, being able to talk to the animals. There was a whole book series, Dr. Dolittle. Dr. Dolittle, Freddy the Pig, 3 Investigators, Danny Dunn, Wizard of Oz was also a book series. Yeah, the thing is, not the movie, but the book series. I read all the book series. So because I was young, I loved to read. I read the entire book series. And sometimes I'd be so intrigued by some of these, I would read like a whole book all the way through and just keep going. But the in the summer, I read a lot, summer reading program. And the limit for the books was 10 a day. So sometimes I ran through 10 books a day. I mean, in the beginning it was like picture books, and then it was other books, and then they had some shelves for readers. So I didn't know that different schools had different readers. It's like I talk about like 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, different grades. So you had readers. So and then that would actually introduce you to a lot of different stories. Like I said, remember the spaceship under the apple tree? That's another series. There's just so many. If you guys have read, the Harold and the Purple Crayon, that was a favorite of mine as a little kid. The scary picture series, and then had like a little bigger one. I was kind of afraid of Where the Wild Things Are. I just didn't like those illustrations. They're just too wacky for me. Yeah, a lot of those reader series when you're in elementary school, I didn't realize that. We realized later that your reading level, you would get a certain reading. So we have 3 different levels, 3 different reading circles in our class, and it's divided by reading level. I mean, I think after a while you understood that, and then each series in your grade was at a certain level, so you're reading different things. What I was doing was, I got so interested. I was reading all the series. Then I realized some of the reading series was lower, easier, and some were harder, whatever. But you didn't know until the same grade, because at the library they had all of these, and then other ones. Because for California has the way a school or school district determines they'll pick books, because there'll be all these publishers and they'll publish these books, and then there'll be like a number of them that'll be approved for California, but each school district will select a certain amount, and then a school or principal or librarian would pick from those, whether it's science for a certain grade, whether it's reading, whether it's math or sciences. There'll be a certain selection. And when I was a teacher employed by LA Unified, there was a book repository, not the JFK, the Texas or Dallas, whatever it was, a repository, book repository. There was a repository for the for LA Unified, and so what I did when I was employed by LA Unified, I found out about it, so I went down there, and then there's all these shelves. At that time, it was by downtown LA. So what I did was, there was a section of that. So there were books, records, tapes, learning aids. The thing about it was, there was, they were expired. So, or they were out of circulation. So what I did as a young teacher, having been going to like month-end sales with my mom, you know, having the kind of like poor mentality in which you grab stuff, you know, that are free. So these are all free. So I had my little Plymouth Arrow, and I'd back it up, pick all these things, roll it out on a book thing. I get tons of workbooks, books, you know, maps, you name it. I mean, for every topic, you know, I was so interested in learning stuff. So I had it for foreign languages. I had it for history. I had it for, you know, all the sciences. And, you know, I had it for, like, I did chemistry, so I had AP chemistry, I had regular chemistry. So I got all of these, I got them for free. But these are older ones. But, you know, eventually I think my mom threw them out or something like that. Those back in the old days. But the thing is, later on, when I was teaching, because that was when I was subbing. When I was teaching, I'd still go, I would call up, this is how we do it. Then I found out how you did it. There was publishers, so you'd call up a publisher and say, hey, which is kind of true in the beginning. I said, hey, I'm a so-and-so kind of teacher at so-and-so district at so-and-so school. Can you send me some desk copies? So I got desk copies, and I got, usually they didn't give you the teacher, I mean, they kind of did you, sometimes they gave you a teacher's edition, but other ones didn't, and then the answers and stuff like that, because usually they want you to buy a separate workbook with all the answers. You know, that was how the publishers did it. Yeah, so I used to do it that way. So I'd call up different publishers for my subject, and then it was a kind of a cheat because they had software to generate testing. But what sometimes I did was use another book, and I just use the questions, and for my test. So young teacher trying to get all your material, stuff like that. So I had to. But then, I think some topics some publishers are really good. What they did was this: they said, "Okay, we'll give it to you on loan, and we have to pay you." And then after 30 days, after you evaluate, you either send it back or we charge you money. Hey, Sam Gloves, how you doing? You like gloves? So that's what. Then one time, what happened was, I didn't send it back in time, and all of a sudden I got a message from the principal's office. Hey, we got a bill here for this book. What are you going to do? So I immediately sent it back, because I didn't want to charge the school. School doesn't like it when you're getting charged, charge money. Okay, guys, we're at 25%, and I got no batteries right now with me. So I want to thank you guys for coming by. Actually, I do have a battery, but we're going to cut it off here. What time is it? It's 101. It's 101. Taipei 101. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for coming by. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you might be. Thank you guys for coming. Please remember to click the like button. It's not back in the city, baby. It's not back in the city. It's not. It's like, I guess you're reading it from their phone, but it's not back in the city. Back in the city is someone else. Like this ain't what do you call it? The city. What's that lady stuff? There's Sex in the City. This ain't no Sex in the City. All right, guys. You guys take care. Peace out, baby.